Today we're going to install some Accelatec Jacking Rails on our 2024 Mustang GT. So what is a jacking rail? If you've been around Mustangs for a long time, this probably looks like a subframe connector, but it's actually not what it does. On your S550 Mustang and your S650 Mustang, you have a small pinch weld with a couple small areas designed to jack the car up. What the jacking rail does is it bolts to the structure of the Mustang and now makes the entire pinch weld, basically from wheel to wheel, be a possible place to jack the car up. These are very, very easy to install, they're lightweight, and again, makes it very easy to jack up your Mustang. There's two ways you can install these. You can actually reuse the factory hardware if you want, but Ford has a thing about a lot of their hardware being one-time use only, so Accelatec includes a new set of bolts for this, and again, you have two jacking rails, one for each side. The longer one is gonna go on the driver's side. Before we jump into the installation video, if you have any questions about the tools we're using, check out cjponyparts.com/tools or click the link up in the corner for a free exclusive PDF and video showing you the tools you should have in your toolbox and how to safely and properly use them. Now we know underneath the S550 and S650 basically the same car, but in the 650 they added a lot more of this splash shield material. Now the bolt we're going to start with is back here. The other bolts in the front are actually covered, so we will have to trim this for installation. Now the section back here, you can cut this out as well, or you can just bolt it on and it'll flatten on its own. So the front two bolts are going to be basically right here and right here. So you have two options. You can actually put the jacking rail up and mark this, or just follow, there's a little seam right here. Just cut this over and cut it straight out to the curve here, and it will fit flush. A razor blade will work fine for this. But again, just follow this right here. Take that and go straight back to this curve. And cut it right behind here. Okay, now we're going to remove these two factory bolts. And in the rear, you got two bolts here. You're only going to remove the front one. The jacking rail is going to mount here, and this hole over here that's unused. Now just grab your Accelatec jacking rail. Just make sure you have the right one. Make sure the holes line up in the front and the back. And again, this will get pushed flat. If you want to, you put a little slice right here. It'll make it sit flat easier. But again, on its own, it'll flatten down without a problem. So again, you're going to reuse the front bolts. You can use the Accelatec bolts for the back, or you can use the factory hardware. Does not matter. Put a dab of Loctite on these. Put another dab on the Ford hardware as well. You want to get all the bolts hand tight. So we're going to start by putting the front bolt in. And install one of the rear bolts. And we can install the other two. Now tighten them up. And tighten the front. Now you can see with the jacking rail installed, you can basically jack the car up anywhere along this entire side, not just these two small places. Now I will mention something, this will stick down just below the pinch weld. That's on purpose. It's designed basically to protect you from hitting the pinch weld by mistake. Think of it like a grinding rail on a skateboard. It's designed to protect it. If it's the lowest part of the car, that's great. You'd rather rub this than your exhaust. All right, once everything's tight, repeat the process on the other side and your installation's finished. The Accelatec jacking rails are quick and easy installation for any S650 Mustang, and it makes jacking up the car very, very easy. Now, I do want to mention, I don't recommend using these for jack stands. These are designed to jack the car up and to put the jack stands in a proper location further forward and further back so you distribute weight properly. The installation should take you no more than about 30 minutes and back on the road in no time.